Hello everyone, and welcome back to some more Shining Song Starnova with me, Phantom Zwei. When we last left off, we were about to continue filming the quote-unquote appeal scenes of the various idols in Starnova. We just finished Natans in the last episode. As I said, I'm basically just going to go down the list of the order that I kind of like the girls at this point. And so, just in case it does make a difference, we're going to choose Mika first. So let's do it. Ho! So you challenge I, O high angel of the light? Come hither and try to vanquish this one, but know that this minion of the black shall not fall so easily. Oh, the dark travels this one has seen. I have crossed the cosmos and stared out into the black nothingness at the edge of the galaxy, held counsel with krakens at the deepest depths of the ocean, and explored the deepest caverns filled with unfathomable jewels. Witness the powers of that this one has accumulated. 4. Mika jumped into the air mid-speech as I approached her. How long were you watching? I shrugged with my hands. Oni-chan saw everything, didn't he? Mika crumpled to the ground. This is the true face of Oni-chan's new sister. A no good hikikomori with chunibyo. At this rate, I'll no doubt bring nothing but shame to Oni-chan's new life. Perhaps someone such as myself has no place in this world. Surely everyone will be better off if I simply vanish somewhere. I walked forward and patted Mika on top of her head. Oni-chan's happy with Mika the way she is? But everyone will make fun of us. The camera shook side to side, and I pumped my fists as if reassuring Mika. Oni-chan doesn't care what others think? He'll play with Mika too from now on? Mika's face scrunched up, and she stood up and rushed forward to embrace me. I backed away in a panic, and the camera shook side to side. We can't get too close to each other because we're brother and sister now? This is an odd roleplay, but I mean, Japan. But no matter what other people say, Oni-chan will always be the one closest to Mika's heart. Cut! How was that, producer-san? Did Mika pull off a convincing non-blood-related sister performance? Yeah, sure got my blood pounding. Mika walked up to me and lowered her head. Eh? It felt surprisingly reassuring. Oh, alright. I laughed a bit and stroked Mika's head some more. Her hair was much finer than my own, so my hand felt like it was stroking the coat of a small puppy. More, producer-san, more, though she said Black Knight. Alright. Mika closed her eyes in bliss as I stroked her hair, her cheeks turning rosy with pleasure. She's acting like a puppy for real now. Somehow I got the feeling that I had awakened something inside Mika, which should have remained dormant. Alright. So next, as I said, I think Mariah is kind of like my second choice after Mika at this point. So let's do that next. Oh, you got a lot of nerve showing your face around these parts again. Mariah angrily confronted me. Been 3 years since you up and vanished without a trace. Just what have you been doing all this time? You probably messed up and came crawling back home to beg for a roof over your head, didn't you? Like anyone would look after a loser like you. Get out of here! Mariah crossed her arms and pretended not to care. I took a hesitant step forward before backing away. Crying out loud. You're really hopeless, aren't you? Mariah walked towards the camera, now the angel of forgiveness. Idiot. You know how hard it was for me to wait for you all those years? You're really an idiot. Tears welled up in her eyes. What were you thinking, just up and leaving like that? When we had each other. Promise me, you'll never leave me again. Mariah took my hand as tears ran down her eyes. Let's rebuild the past we lost. Together, just the two of us. A tear fell from Mariah's cheek and glinted in the sunset. Cut! As expected of Mariah, she really knows how to make dramatic scenes like this. Of course, this much is nothing. Why does it feel like I'm an old ex-wife who takes her loser man in after he probably blew all his money in Tokyo? I guess those are the only types of roles I can get now, huh? Don't mind it. Besides, I thought the role fit you like a glove. I have no idea whether I should be happy about that. That's pretty funny. Alright, after that, I think Aki is the girl that I am most interested in. So let's do Aki next. Aki pulled my hand across the beach. It's right over here. Somehow, I ended up being impressed as the hand model for all the scenes. I figured that out by now. Despite trying with the other male staffers, the girl seemed to give better performances when I was the model. Fuji-san somehow kept the camera steadied in front of me as we walked into a secluded cove. It's crazy, isn't it? Aki-chan found this whole cave when she was out wandering by herself. Aki shouted into the cavern. Hello? Don't holler into the cave. Oni-chan, you're not scared a monster will come out, are you? Aki weaved precariously closer to the camera. Oni-chan, don't be scared. Because from now on, this place will be a secret place for just the two of us. Just like Natan, Aki stared at me wistfully, her lips parted. Not bad for a faux lolly. Despite her stature, Aki could sure be sexy when needed. Cut! Despite the director's words, Aki kept her same expression. Producer-san, was Aki-chan cute enough for that shot? Clever girl. Even after the camera stopped rolling, she was still in character. Well, I thought it turned out well. Yay! Did your hato go doki doki, Oni-chan? Oi, stop it, shit loli. Okay, that was good. I like that one. Next, I think I'm most interested in Julie. I approached Julie from behind as she began to change. Just as she was about to remove her top, she spotted me from behind and spun around. Oi! What are you doing, you perv? You were trying to peep on me while I was changing into my swimsuit, weren't you? I flailed my open palms in front of me, signaling the POV character's denial of Julie's accusation. It was just an accident? Are you sure? Julie approached me with suspicious eyes, before sticking her tongue out. Well, unfortunately for you, I'm wearing my swimsuit under my clothes anyway. Too bad. Not that I can blame you for wanting to look. I guess all guys are like that, eh? Vulnerability suddenly welled up in Julie's eyes. Alright, fine, whatever. I guess if it's just you, you could take a little peep at what's really underneath. Hers is a little more risque. I involuntarily gulped as Julie fearfully stared into me. I really hope she didn't notice that. Cut! Julie burst out laughing as soon as the film stopped rolling. What's up with that cliché scenario? Oi, producer-san, were you really embarrassed by that? So lame. I can't believe guys actually still like this kind of stuff. Hey, look here, you. This is traditional male entertainment. Stuff like this has been moving yin ever since the innovation of the moving picture. Alright, but you still should have seen your face. She totally saw. Julie walked off the set laughing to herself. This girl. Oh, Julie. Then Yandere girl. Nimu. And finally Sasami. Sasami is just too goody two-shoes and traditional. She, I don't know, she doesn't really appeal to me. But, yeah, let's do it. I approached Nimu as she walked along the sea. Takun, what are you doing here? And with so much dirt on your clothes. Did you get into a fight with the other girls at the playground again? Other boys, not girls. The camera looked down at the ground. They were throwing rocks at stray cats, so you had to teach them a lesson? Oh, Takun, you could have gotten hurt, you know. Nimu leaned down as if she were speaking to a little boy. But One-san's really glad to have such a brave brother. We already did this with Mika. Alright, as an award for protecting that poor little kitty, One-san will take a bath together with Takun tonight. You say you're too old to take baths together now? Takun, always remember, no matter your age, One-san will always take care of you. As expected of Nimu, she could pull off a perfect One-san character. But what was even the point of having me stand in as the POV character for this scene? I obviously wouldn't be able to play the role of Nimu's little brother, so it's not like I had a role in the video. Cut! Understood. Good work, everyone. Good work, Nimu. I hope it wasn't too weird having me stand in as the POV character. We started doing it for the other girls, so we just ended up doing it for this shoot as well. No. I believe Producer-san would make a fine little brother for Nimu. Wouldn't it be nice if Producer-san and Nimu lived under the same roof and took baths together? Oi. That sounds more like marriage, not a brother-sister relationship. Nimu is fine with whichever one. Don't conflate the two. They're two very different things, you know. Not according to anime. Ah, is Producer-san turning red? Of course not. Anyways, I better get back for the next shoot. Alright, and finally Sasami. The ocean waves roared behind Sasami as the two of us walked along the beach. A seagull occasionally cried overhead as the sun slowly set over the horizon. I always dreamed of coming out here together like this. It all went by in a flash, eh? Our final year of high school. I was so surprised to hear that you were going to move to Tokyo, but we can't live in the past forever, can we? The camera panned down, showing Sasami's hand reaching for mine. In all the 12 years we spent as friends, I never had the courage to say this. I'm a terrible person, aren't I? Being such a coward all this time, and only saying this now that it's too late. Tears began to well up in Sasami's eyes. When I first met you all those years ago, I felt something tug at my heart. Maybe it was first love. And whenever I think of you today, I still feel those same emotions. I love you. I've always loved you all this time. Sasami stared at me, tears running down her cheeks, as our hands slowly separated as I walked away. The camera focused on Sasami's slowly shrinking face as the distance between us widened. Cut! That's kind of somber. I don't really know how to feel about that as an appeal scene. Sasami sniffled, still in tears. I got a staffer to get Sasami some tissues for her tears, as I awkwardly tried to cheer her up. You alright? Don't worry, Sasa-chan, it was all just an act. But Producer-san, it was still such a sad scenario. Why am I the one with a sad ending? Well, sometimes bittersweet endings leave a much stronger impression, right? I don't like it. Wouldn't a happy ending be better? For this type of, as an appeal scenario, I totally agree with Sasami here, actually. Don't worry. I thought it was really dramatic. I'm sure it'll leave a big impression on everyone who buys your DVD. Okay, if you say so, Producer-san. After we wrapped up filming the appeal scenes, the day came to an end. Tomorrow we would start filming the beach sequences for our PV. But much more importantly, that meant I finally had to announce who I'd selected as the center. Oh god. Save the game! Because I actually couldn't save before this episode, because it wouldn't allow you to actually reach the save screen at the selection for the those appeal scenes. So I needed to do that anyway. Even though we were going to record the dance sequences at a studio later, the center would naturally be the focus of the beach sequences as well. Good work, everyone. That's it for today. Thank you for your work. Let's return to the hotel. We'll be shooting the PV tomorrow, so rest up before the big day. I sat by myself at the hotel room, pondering my decision. The center of Starnova, huh? Whoever I picked, I knew that this would be the most important decision of the unit's history. Of course, Mariah would keep her job as general manager, as before. The center wasn't necessarily the administrative leader of the unit. Being the center didn't bring official duties or privileges like being the general manager. However, it still brought its own set of pluses and minuses. The center was the shining star of the team, the girl whose radiance outshone all the other members. However, turning a bright light on in the middle of a dark night, all too often drew dangerous insects near as well. As I pondered these thoughts, I walked out to the balcony. The weather had cleared up, revealing a vast infinity of stars over the ocean. I thought back to the time I'd spent with the girls the past year. When we began at the beginning of the year, the girls were nothing more than washed-out ex-idols or complete amateurs. After months of hard work, we were finally beginning to gain recognition from both the public and the industry. But even now, Starnova was still in its infancy. Who knew what trials awaited us in the future? As I looked into the deep black horizon, I knew our biggest challenges still laid ahead of us. A storm was brewing, one which may threaten to destroy us. I had to be confident that the center would be able to lead the others through, regardless of what may happen. I made my decision. Despite encountering many obstacles, this girl had persevered the past months and truly grown worthy of being called the center of Starnova. That girl was... Okay. Oh, so Sasami is locked. That's convenient, because I would never pick her first. But, I'll be honest. If this was actually my job as a producer, I would not pick Mika. I don't think that she is the best choice for the job. But given that this is a visual novel, it's kind of clear that this is the selection for their scenario, their route. And as a character, I like Mika the most. So, as I'm picking Mika here, take in mind here, this isn't me, because Mika's the irresponsible decision here, to be frank. She is not the person who I think is capable of leading them to a brighter future. It'll help her grow as a person, perhaps more than anyone else, I think. Has potential to anyway. We'll see how the scenario goes. I have no idea. But this is just me choosing her. In addition, obviously we had the poll when I started this, so you guys picked Mika as well. It's not just me picking this, but regardless, if this were just me picking it, I would choose Mika as well, just because I like her character. But this is just me choosing her as a character and not role-playing as a producer and saying, yeah, she's the best one for the job. So just keep that in mind. That's all I'm saying. Mika it is. I walked along the beach, unable to sleep. Tomorrow, I would have to announce my decision to the girls. I wonder how they will react. While rivalries between members of an idol group were common, I felt the girls of Starnova had matured enough to accept whatever happened. Regardless of who was the center, I wanted each of the girls to shine in their own way. I wondered if I had become naive. My job as producer was not necessarily to make my performers happy, but to bring in revenue for the company. And the nature of the beast was that one frequently could only be accomplished at the expense of the other. I was ignoring the fact that as we grew bigger, the nature of our jobs was going to have to change. One day, I would have to choose between the happiness of the girls or the success of Starnova. And when that day came, by coincidence, I met Mika on the beach. How convenient. Black Knight, what brings one such as yourself to this forsaken place? Could it be that you have heard the night siren as well? As expected of the Black Knight, he is ever so quick to answer the call of the Dark March. Mika? Could it be you're having trouble sleeping and wandered out here? Well, something like that. What foul troubles ail you, my minion? Speak quickly, so that this night may vanquish your foes. Yes, this is what I want to see out of this scenario. Act like total goobers. I'm into it. My Black Knight, you truly understand this one's needs. This one has labored hard for the Black Opera, but alas, she fears that her efforts shall still fall short of her companions. And more troubling, powerful enemies have emerged to challenge us. How weak is my heart, for fear has taken the edge off my mettle. In the end, my only contribution to the cause seems to be sex appeal. Are my abilities so weak that I must become the lowly concubine? Foolish girl! The members of the Black Opera feel no shame so long as the festival continues. Let us all contribute in our own ways to our efforts, be it song, dance, or appeal. Indeed, but this one wishes to serve the Night's March further, not merely with the body I was blessed with, but with my own abilities. Oh, Black Knight, take sympathy on this untalented girl's desires. Is it not for the good of the night that I expand my skills, so that I may stand alongside my companions as equals? You don't have to worry, Mika. In my eyes, you're already as skilled as any of the other girls by now. You've worked hard the past few months, and you're already plenty cute enough to be a top idol. I have no doubts that you have a promising career ahead of you. Cute? This one is not worthy of such praise. Nope, you're definitely cute. I have high hopes for you. Not to mention, you already have a lot of devoted fans. I'll be counting on you to work hard from now on for the sake of the team. Oh, so you meant it that way. Very well. If you truly mean to put your trust in a human failure such as myself, then I demand a token of your faith. A token of faith, huh? What does that entail? Please pafu me on the head some more. She's taken to petting, alright. Eh? Mika trotted up to me and lowered her head. I put my palm on top of her head and gave her scalp a good rub. I could get used to this, producer-son. Mika's cheeks turned pink as she floated off to Cloud 9. Somehow I felt like I was patting a dog on the head. Feeling awkward, I withdrew my hand. Mika sighed in disappointment. Oi, I'm your producer, remember? It'd be better if you got one of the other girls to pat you on the head instead if you really want more. I'm sure Sasa-chan or Nimu will be more than happy to oblige. No, it must be you, producer-san. Me? Really? Isn't it nice to be pafu'd by producer-san? Nobody's ever said nice things to this one before, much less pafu'd her on the head. Alas, my games have always spoken legends of the power of pafu, but to actually experience it in person is... This one feels as though she has left reality and entered the 2D world. Producer-san, you must pafu this one at least 3 times a day from now on. Then I will be able to perform as never before. 3 times? No matter how you look at it, that's too many times. Then perhaps 2 times a day may suffice. Oi, that's hardly the problem here. She only gets sillier. I love it. Alright, I got it. I guess it's okay for the sake of the unit. Of course that's it. That's the total reason. The unit. Yes. Morale. Mika again lowered her head. Despite my words, I couldn't help but want to stroke her hair more too. It's not like I ever got to touch girls, much less idols. I couldn't help but succumb to Mika's demands, despite being her producer. Once again, I felt Mika's warm hair between my fingers, as I gave the top of her head a good rub. There, I met your quota for today. Alas, it is so. Dark lamentations, how fleeting are the pleasures of the 3D world. Then, make certain to supply this one with a steady stream of pafus from now on. For the sake of the unit. The unit! Alright, I hear you. Anyways, we should head back to the hotel. It's gotten late, and we still have a long day tomorrow. Indeed, I believe I'm ready to descend into my slumber now. Then we shall reconvene in the morning, Black Knight. Farewell. Good night. Alright. Oh yeah, we still got enough time to do this too, so let's continue. Alright, the next morning we gathered under the staff tent at the beach. Good morning, everyone. The time to shoot our PV's finally come. This will be the first PV to debut the new center of Starnova. But, before I announce the decision, I want to make some short remarks. First, Mariah. You've served well as the team's general manager so far. No matter what happens, you'll always be the first captain of Starnova. Please continue to look after your kohai. Alright, leave it to me. Regardless of who the center is, a small unit like Starnova still counts on each and every one of you. Remember, the center is not the only girl of the unit who must shine. Each of you are blossoming new stars. Please work together as one to bring Starnova to our bright destined stage. Without further ado, the center of Starnova will henceforth be Mika. Gather my powers. Ah, congratulations. Well, I guess it can't be helped. But this is only the first round, you hear? Next time, I'll be the center for sure. Actually, you'll probably be number 3 for Miyaki, but hey. Ma, I thought it would be something like that. It's only expected, eh? Figures. As expected, it's gotta be Mika. So you're the center? It's not like I even wanted to be the center or anything. Huh. Now, let's all work hard to make this PV a huge success. The girls spoke amongst themselves as the staff finished setting up the filming equipment. I'm glad the center's selection is behind us now. The anxiety of not knowing who was going to be picked really got on my nerves. I guess so. And to think we once fought over who was going to be the center. No matter what happens from now, let's all think of each other as teammates rather than rivals. Sasa-chan's got the idea. Even though the center battle's over, we still got a long road ahead of us. We need to all work together as a team rather than tear each other down if we're really going to become top idols. What a change. To think this woman was nothing more than a jaded alcoholic just a few months back. Oi, I heard that, shit loli. We've all worked hard to overcome our problems in the past few months. Isn't it great that Mariah is now a responsible team captain? She certainly has changed a lot. I remember the days when she would always report to work hungover like yesterday. She'd chain smoke between practice sessions and then start huffing and puffing as soon as we started dancing. Ah, shut up, you brats. Seriously, is that any way to treat your captain? Alright. One-sama. One-sama certainly has turned over a new leaf, eh? I feel like I can rely on One-sama from now. One-sama, take care of Natan too. Ah, mo. You guys suck. Never mind, I was a moron to think we could be anything but rivals. The girls laughed amongst themselves as Mariah messed up her hair in frustration. Well, this is just the way Starnova is. If we're not strong enough to be able to voice our honest opinions, we would never become the greatest idol group. Seriously, I can't believe I'm gonna be stuck being your captain. This is the worst. I returned to the girls after speaking to the staff. Alright, we're ready to shoot now. So for the first scene, you girls will be in the waters playing with a beach ball. The camera will come in close to catch both underwater and regular shots, but just act like you're having a fun day at the beach, alright? The girls ran around into the waters and laughed amongst themselves as they started to pass the beach ball around. If it weren't for the crew buzzing around them, they would have looked identical to a group of friends out for a fun day at the beach. These were the Starnova girls of today. Once upon a time, there were 7 broken and flawed stars at a no-name talent agency. They had no skills, no hope, and no motivation. However, they still decided to band together for one final shot at stardom. Despite their problems, they slowly formed bonds of friendship with their fellow unit members. Despite their previous failures, they practiced hard every day to rise to the shining stage of their dreams. Thanks to their hard work, their disappointing gray days gradually began to fade away. They somehow scraped together their first live, and from there, they slowly built up their popularity. And before they knew it, they were suddenly popular enough to have die-hard fans show up at every one of their events. They participated in the Idol Grand Prix, and got lucky enough to even share the stage with the greatest idol group in the country. Now, here they were, about to debut under a major record label, with their first high-budget PV. Through their combined determination, these dying stars reignited their careers in a brilliant flash of light.
しかし、私たちの物語は始まったばかりである。その時の私たちは、アイドルとしての困難な道を理解していなかった。つまらない者たちは、待ち構えていた絶望にも気づかずに、ただただ名声を求めていた。いつか、私たちは夢に見た、あの輝くステージにたどり着く日が来るでしょう。
Spoiler alert, Sasami! God damn it!
しかし、そこにあるのは幸せなんかじゃなく、ただの底知れない暗闇である。
Great!
これは、シャイニングソングスターノバの物語。私たちがエンターテインメント世界のトップアイドルとして活躍した物語である。
Sasami, your narration is spoilerific. Oh man. Alright, so we have finally selected Mika as the center. I assume that means that we're on Mika's route. I don't know the structure of the game, but that is my assumption, is you just kind of choose a center and then you're on the route and, just kind of continue from there. There's been very few choices in the game so far, and I kind of get the feeling that that's going to continue to be the trend. So I guess we'll see, though. Anyhow, that is going to do it for today's episode. So, we're making progress. They did say in the narration there that we are still in the early days of Starnova. I don't know how long this game is, but we may have a long way to go. Who knows? Again, though, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.